Heidi ho. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to LTL True Crime. We are live here on this Thursday evening. 2024 is the 4th of January. I want to welcome everybody into the live show. I got a couple of guests here with me hanging out on the panel. And again, I have an open invitation to any of the creators that have been supporting the Free Karen Read movement. Let us know that you're in the chat. I sent out some invites. If you're in the chat, we can drop the link and get you on and just give you kind of a rundown of how we want to do the show tonight. Super open panel. We're just here being positive, supporting Karen Read, and obviously supporting Aiden as well. Tomorrow's a big day. We have the court hearing tomorrow, and we just want to do a kind of a group positivity meeting tonight, I guess, or stream tonight. And, you know, my thought behind it was, let's get some of the people that have been in supporting the movement. And what we'll do is a little bit later on, I'll pull some of the locals in if you want to jump on, give you about 5 minutes if you want to sound off, and go from there. So I just want to welcome on first. We have Tom CPU, obviously has been a long time follow the movement, out at just every courthouse hearing, supports everybody in this movement, and is out at most of the standouts as well. He did double duty today. He's out at the courthouse, he's out at a standout, and he comes in, and now he's here, actually triple duty. Now he's here live on the show. I have Dave from Unsafe Spaces here. We've been meaning to hook up. Dave and I have been having a lot of conversation back and forth, and I said, yo, we're going to do a communal tonight. Why don't you pop in? And it's so nice. He's out, I think, at a family thing, but had a couple minutes to jump in and hang out with us. So welcome, guys. How are you?
Awesome.
I'm great, buddy. Thank you so much for having me on, man. Very cool. Good to see Tom. Good to see you. Good to talk Karen Read, and happy to be here, man.
Yeah, and before we go forward, I just want to let everybody know this. Carrie H., my head mod, is going to do this tonight. We're going to take a total. So if any donations come in, I'm going to call them out to her. She's going to keep a total. And at the end of the stream, we'll get that total, and 25% of it will go towards Karen Read's defense fund. I will make that donation tonight. So welcome, everybody. Are we nervous? Are we excited tomorrow? Let's get a feeling. I'm going to go around to Tom first, and then I'll ask Dave. How you feeling, Tom?
Oh, tomorrow's going to be a really good day. Really good day.
Yeah. Shed any light, anything that you're looking forward to, or any topics of conversation that you think might come up in court? I know that we just had that article come out. I saw it in the Boston Globe. Karen Read's lawyers want the judge to unseal Norfolk District County letters to federal authorities about murder investigation. So that, I think that's going to be definitely part of tomorrow's hearing.
Yeah. I think tomorrow is going to be the most, all the other hearings. I don't know how long you've been following this, probably the whole time, but, a lot of the hearings, outside of Yannetti and Jackson really haven't been that explosive, in my opinion. But, tomorrow we could get some fireworks with the, again, you asked if some people are nervous, poor innocent woman being dragged through the mud right now. I'm always nervous for her.
Right.
Really, I am. And, anybody who's ever walked into a courtroom and their name is on the docket, I mean, I'm sorry, I almost swore. I apologize.
That's all right.
That's a fucking, I see that a lot at work, and I see that a lot in my private life, and it's fucking nerve-wracking no matter what it is. So, I definitely always nervous, but, it's about time that we get in front of a judge what these letters exactly are regarding this federal investigation. I hope we can get at least a timetable of when the public's going to be able to view that. I think it's the last real sort of domino to drop in this case, is what exactly is going on with the feds. And Michael Morrissey, I believe, wants that unsealed because he wants to know, hey, listen, and some of the audience might not like to hear this, but I'm just thinking from his point of view. If you're Meatball Morrissey right now, you're like, listen, if you guys found something, fucking say it so I can go in front of the media and say that you found something. Or if you found nothing, let me go in front of the media and say, you found fucking nothing. Can we move on here, guys? So it's going to be important. And if there's something in there, obviously, we need to know. We either need to end this trial, declare a mistrial, get some people arrested, or do something.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something there. There's something in those letters. There's definitely something there.
You got to think, if what they know right now, if they allow the trial to continue any further, and if they deprive Karen of her her right, freedom. I mean, when I was in the academy, and Dave, I'm sure you know. I mean, when you arrest somebody, you're taking their liberties away. That's a serious thing when you're taking someone.
Hmm.
They stress out. So I think if they find something, they're gonna try and get. I don't know if they can get through without prejudice, or they can find a way out back to them, and
Tom,
honestly,
Yeah, your mic's going
Tom,
in and out, Tom.
your mic is
It's all
brutal, bro.
muddled.
You're
Yeah.
you're real muffled, man. You're making good points from what I can hear, but no one can really hear you, bud.
can you hear me now?
Yep, that's a lot better.
Oh, that's great. Stay like
Yeah.
that. Go ahead.
So like if they know information about Karen, they can't allow it to go on because they're still depriving her of her civil right to be free. And they taught us in the academy, when you arrest somebody, you're taking freedoms. That's a bad thing. That's serious. And Dave, they taught you, I'm sure, you're depriving somebody of their freedoms. That's a big thing. These people have rights.
Yeah, it's amazing to think, Tom, the we both long careers, or for you a long career, for me a not so long now, but I'm getting there. And Ellie, and like, to think that you would let somebody who's a killer walk the streets, if they're, I'm just playing again, I'm just thinking this through. If the FBI
Mhm.
is letting people walk the streets right now, um, and depriving, as you said, Tom, you go through a lot in the academy of Fourth Amendment rights and Eighth Amendment rights and things like that. When you put the steel bracelets on somebody, that's a serious thing.
Yep.
And you become the criminal if you're doing it knowing full well that they're not worthy of that. And you know it's just going to be really interesting, really, really interesting to see how this thing plays out. Unprecedented, frankly, in United States history. You've never seen anything like this ever, and I have no idea how it's going to fall. I really don't. I'm not here to make bold predictions. I really don't fucking know. Do I think something's there, as you said, Brian? Yeah, of course. There's got to be something there. The FBI does not investigate state murder
No.
cases, So, but what is it? How did it get tripped? I've been theorizing that all summer, on, and with Kevin, and I've theorized it on my own show. I think it goes back to the 2019, 2020 murder of Sandra Birchmore, which was a murder. And, that's what I think it goes back to. I think somehow the feds were in town for that and they got kicked onto this Karen Reed thing. That's just what I think.
Yeah. Thank
I,
you, M, for the 19.99. We're going to add that to the total. Like I said, any donations that come in tonight via super chat, via, buy me a coffee, Venmo, cat, whatever way they am, I'll call them out. Carrie's going to keep the total, and we'll do 25% to Karen's defense fund because she's going to need that. So I just, for me, it's, as we've been kind of reliving all the hearings that we've been watching over the last, and I took this week to kind of educate people because there's a lot of new people coming into this movement and coming into this case and discovering it. And it's fantastic because it's showing that, the movement that everybody has put together is starting to reach new boundaries and get, new people in it and get eyes on this case. And I wanted, my point of view this week was to go back and review and refresh and just tell people, what's going on if they haven't seen this. And it's disheartening. You look and you see Karen sitting there, even when they brought her in for the first time and they're reading her charges, I'm just looking at her face and it's just almost like this look like I cannot believe, I can't believe this is happening. Like, it's just so it's so sad to see that, an innocent woman
I
being
mean, I
dragged in.
see, Brian, I see some comments like people saying the FBI is shutting it down. So, like, when? That's again, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying any of that, but like, where are they on this?
Right.
Then, like, how could they possibly let this continue to happen? And
Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you real quick, Dave, and sorry to bump over you. Unfortunately, the FBI moves
go ahead.
very, very slow. They move slow. That's
If they
the
move at
thing.
all, if they move at all, guys.
It
Remember,
takes
this
a
is the
while.
FBI. I say this on my show every fucking night. The FBI has got to be one of the most discredited organizations in American history at this point. So remember that. And I mean, everything they fucked up everything they touch. From, I mean, we can go all the way back to 9/11. We can go
Right.
all the way back there to I mean, look at the history. And to think that the easy PR layup that they have here in Canton, if they came into town in a white horse and took these people down, it would be a PR layup that they desperately need.
Yep.
And we're getting nothing.
Yeah. No, it's aggravating. I feel your frustration. I think we all feel it. I've been watching a federal case of a guy that basically ran a Ponzi scheme and stole about $5 million, and it moved very slow. It sucks because I know victims that this happened to that got hundreds of thousands of dollars, either money or merchandise stolen from them. And it's like, this guy's out walking around. He's flying private. He's flying first class. He's all over the place on YouTube, flaunting it, driving Lamborghinis. And it's like, that's other people's fucking money right there, And usually it takes a little bit for the FBI to jump. And what do they get? Like a 98% rate of conviction?
The government indicts you, you're getting locked up. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, again, just to drill down, if it turns out the way you think, in the way probably most of your listeners tonight think, there's people walking the streets right now who know about the death of a Boston police officer, and they know that we're running through what is essentially a clown show trial for someone who is innocent of the crime, and you can't even get a word out of the Boston FBI, and I don't know. I mean, listen, maybe if Donald Trump was somehow involved in this case, we'd get it. But I mean, and that's just reality. It's no, shade towards anyone else. It's just, it is a bit frustrating at this point. If there is something, someone has got to start talking about it. I mean, we're getting close here.
Well, we're talking about it, and that's the thing that we can do right now is keep pushing this forward. Real quick, the Glare checking. He said, "What's up, guys? Hey, Brian, Dave, Tom. Still kind of running around, but listen, Tom, Will, if you're available, you have the link. Just drop on. We'll bump you on. No problem. I get it. Life happens. So, but the good thing is that we're out here talking about it, and we're out here supporting. I get it. We want the feds to jump on this. This is a sham trial. It needs to end. It's depleting people of their resources, their money, their time. It's stupid. And this has completely ruined her life. I mean, even when people are falsely accused and they get, and things go their way, this weight hangs on their shoulders for the rest of their life. It doesn't end, it's a pain in the ass.
I mean, Karen Reed is certainly not free at this time. That's for sure.
Right.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah.
She'll never be the same. She can't. After going through this, there's no way anyone could ever be the same. Anyone. You just can't.
Yeah. Let me just see here. I want to call out a couple of donations that came in just so we keep the tally going, and I want to just be fair about that. Let's see. Let's see. Shirley with the 10, thank you. Candy with the 20, thank you. And Susan with the 25, thank you. And Elizabeth with the 15, thank you. And I just had another 10 come in from Shirley, so we'll add that as well. Hopefully Carrie got all those. And if not, I can total them up at the end. No problem. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about today. What happened? You were out at the courthouse, Canton 9. Give us a little bit of feedback on that.
Well, it was the magistrate hearing with each of them separate. So they each went in, and the magistrate heard the charges. And the magistrate, I guess, is from Plymouth County. They brought him in from another county to be impartial, which is fair. But when he looked at the charges, he actually said he needs to go and find case law in regards to these charges because he couldn't make a ruling right there on the spot.
Yeah.
So he pretty much kicked it, and he wants to find out what the other members who are charged with the same crime, what they bring for evidence as the lawyers for the people that went today brought. So the lawyer is open to hearing what each attorney is going to bring them. And I think he wants to be fair to each attorney because people pay to have representation. So they want their attorney to speak for them. So they got to do that back and forth. So I think the magistrate's actually being fair about this. And there's no way he can say that they broke the law because it's First Amendment all the way, all the way.
I still think it's ridiculous that they had to go in there today and the magistrate had to take into consideration that, oh, I'm going to listen to everything and take into accountable and drag these people back. I mean, it's just, it literally should have been a thing that people walked in there today and he went, why the fuck is everybody standing here right now? This is stupid. And just let people walk away.
I think he was, I think he's there, but being the judge, he needs to again, listen to all the evidence from all the complainants, all the people that I think he wants to make a decision as a whole. I don't see it any other way.
Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see today's court hearing. I was tied up all day.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I basically just stopped. Yeah, you know, I'm not. Listen, I think the whole reason why you got these indictments was because of the fact that Colin Albert's name was on a sign. I think that was the whole thing. We played the Mellow call on our show.
Yeah.
Excuse me, been sick. I apologize, guys.
Sorry, dude.
We laughed at it.
I was there.
Yeah, everybody, right? We laughed at it. We picked on him. It was crazy, and the whole thing's fucking crazy. You know, I saw Meredith O'Neill come out crying earlier. I had heard that, and then I saw an interview with her. I think she did great. She's a friend of the show. She's a friend of mine. You know, the Roccos are friends of ours. These are great people. These are not criminals. You know, I work in the criminal justice system for the last couple of years. You know, jails are not for people we're mad at. Jails are for people that are dangerous.
Right.
The whole point of this whole charade is just to, you know, the pain is the point. Nothing's going to turn into anything in this case. It's just about, you know, dragging people through the mud, depleting them of resources, giving them ass aches, and for what? You know, it's not a good look. This Canton 8, formerly 9 thing is not a good look for the Commonwealth. I don't have any deep legal analysis other than it's just a terrible look.
Yeah. Bob, I'll take a look at that after, man. I apologize. You know, what I do is when I post, I usually send out an email through Buy Me a Coffee just so I know people know that I'm streaming. So I apologize. I'll try to look into that for you and get you an answer. Just hit me up on Let's Talk Live Podcast at gmail.com. We'll get it straightened out. Sorry about that, man. It's just I try to let everybody know that at what time I'm streaming. So anyway. Yeah, so I mean, tomorrow it's going to be a big day. Court TV is going to be down there. All the locals, you know, the local news media is going to be down there. I think it's a big opportunity for us to get out. I mean, in the national and worldwide media, because it's going to be seen all over the world. So, you know, the biggest thing that I wanted to do is just make sure that people understand, you know, we go there, we're peaceful. We don't, you know, we don't intimidate anybody. We don't push anybody, you know, don't feed into it because that's what they want. You know, that's what they want. And, you know, that's just basically what I wanted to come on. Just be smart about what you do. Keep your head on a swivel because there's going to be people all around you tomorrow. I mean, Tom, you've been out there a little bit more of these, you know, than I am. Any advice? Yeah,
the news is definitely going to be there. So when you show up, right, it's going to be cold. So dress warm. You're always on video, no matter what, whether it's the channel 5 across the street or someone's phone, you are always going to be on video. So just treat it that way. You know, just pretend you're in the family vehicle with your family. Just treat everyone with respect. That's all. And there may be people there that are against what you think, and that's okay. They're allowed that, you know. You don't have to argue the point. Let them have their moment. You know, it's not a big deal. Just we got this. We've done this before. And it's going to be a wonderful time. You're going to miss something special if you're not there tomorrow. It's going to be a special, special thing. National. Nothing like this ever anywhere.
I think we'll get a lot of people tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be huge tomorrow. And I've been down unfortunately cannot be there tomorrow, but I've been down for multiple appearances that she's had. And, you know, the Turtle Riders are a good bunch. They're not there to cause trouble. You do have, just a second, if you've never been there before, there's a lot of people there taking your picture. There's a lot of people there with organizations, and those of you who've gone in the summer know what I'm talking about, that take your picture. Turtle Riders are a respectful bunch. Karen Reed supporters are a respectful bunch, so I don't feel the need to say that. I've been there amongst them many, many times. It's a very positive environment. It's great. It's great. I'm sad I'm gonna miss it.
So Heidi's asking what time are you going to go live? Probably you, Tom, because Tom will be live. I'm not going to be live, but I'll be shooting video all day tomorrow.
Oh, I'll be live early.
Yeah.
Maybe, way early. I don't know. Maybe the ride there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna maybe stream on the ride in. I probably won't get there till about 8 a.m. or so, but I'll definitely be there.
And you know what parking is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I have a photo. I don't know if you want to throw it up. I can text it to you so you can
Yeah.
tell the people so everyone knows where to park.
Just can you email it to me and I'll pull it up. It's just easier if you email it to me.
Absolutely. Dave, how's your kid doing in karate? Does he like it?
Oh, he loves it. He's a wrestler. He's big into MMA. He's big into MMA, so he wants to learn all the disciplines. He's in karate. He's a boxer. He's a wrestler. He's doing it, and I couldn't be proud of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
try and get him into boxing.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, he'll like boxing.
Yeah, he likes
the
the
other
boxing.
stuff.
He likes it.
So
Nice.
Laura's asking, can you film in landscape mode? I do know this. In YouTube Studio, when you are out, it says they actually prefer you to shoot in portrait for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't stream as good, but you can try, Tom. I don't know.
I think I got that. Yeah.
So let's do this. I have video from outside, Tom's video from outside the court hearing today. I want to bring this up and just hear the lawyer from the Canton 9 talk.
He was great.
Yeah, let's bring that up real quick and just review a little bit of it.
Guys, I'm gonna jump off before that. Thank you so much for having me, man.
No problem. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for coming in.
Tom.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow. Bye, Tom.
All right. So we'll play a little bit of this. And then what I want to do in just a little bit, if any of the people that I reached out today, Tracy, Dana, Paul, I know Paul might be a little bit later, but if any of you in the chat, I'll drop the link, have you come up for 5 minutes or so if you want to give the rally cry and just share some best practices, because you guys did an amazing job on the channel the other night. And then we'll open it up. I'll bring a few people up if you want to talk and just give us some feedback of how you're feeling. And we'll go from there. Just super casual open panel tonight. No real agenda. But let's play this here.
Okay.
But they're not gonna make a decision yet. So.
Who's inside? For Canton?
Oh, it's Lee Hand.
Lee Hand's inside?
He's the prosecuting.
Yeah.
He's the prosecuting police officer. He's had the
What?
meeting, but,
So
Yeah.
what did they say?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you don't know. Okay, but you said, okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh my goodness.
Excellent.
No bueno. No bueno on that one, my friend.
So they're under advisement at the moment.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
right,
are opine.
right.
How can they not make a decision though?
Make a prediction to you. You're not going to get a decision from each and every one of these so-called hearings.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, without any answer,
Absolutely, Dave. I think there are going to be some signs that will be passed out tomorrow. I heard that, I think, on Tracy and Dana's live the other night. So we'll get all that cleared up. Yeah, of course. I'm going to have them on in a little bit, and they can just give us some best practices of things that, they kind of want to direct everybody in, and just, we can't make anybody act a certain way. I just want to make that very clear to everybody. I'm not here to make anybody act a certain way at all. I just want to make that very, very clear. You are your own person, but we're just trying to look out for the best interest of the group, because everybody, when we all act the same way together, it doesn't cause any shit. And believe me, there's going to be a lot of shit slinging tomorrow, I'm sure. All right, let's play this.
I would do it the exact same way, regardless of where I was going to come down.
Right.
Yeah. Having said that, I think that the hearing went well. We've made a very strong showing thus far. I haven't played all my cards yet, but I got 4 more to go.
I like that.
And
I
it's
like
going to
that.
be the same magistrate for each one.
There you go. That's good.
Drip, drip, drip.
Yep. One domino. Click, click, clack.
Yeah, he appears to be a reasonable man.
All right.
Good.
Oh, we like reasonable. Reason we can deal with reasonable, right? It's what
That's the unreasonable.
what's the other alternative, right?
It's what this country was built on.
Yeah.
We fought for. It's built about free speech. You don't like somebody's speech, the penalty, the cure isn't to weaponize the law against it.
Right.
The cure is more free
Who
speech.
this guy looks like
Right.
somebody. I
That's
mean, he
why
looks
you-
like a movie,
That's
like
why
an
you
actor or
guys
something,
did
you know?
what you guys did. All right. Yes, that's
It's in here.
Like he should be in like Donnie Brasco or something. Like
This guy, that hat and the glasses just work. They work
so
on.
good.
I mean, this guy rocks. He's a rock star. This guy. He's very smart. If you listen to what he's saying, he's got 4 more to go, and he's gonna give a little bit more each time. So by the time it gets to the end, the magistrate's just gonna be like, So that's a good thing. You want that.
Yeah. All right, let's play this.
Well,
This is what it's about right here. How can they take that under advisement? It's a First Amendment issue.
You know where this comes from?
They wrote it a long time ago.
It comes from God.
Yeah, well, this is reasonable people putting reasonable words on paper.
Spent 13 years in the military to hold this thing together. Way to go. Great move. Good job.
That's what I do.
So it rolled.
I've been fighting this battle for the last 4 years.
All right. You know what? Get some teammates now. And
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, more and more.
You have more teammates now. My friend.
I mean, it's a battle we're going to win. It's just a matter how much damage gets done along the way.
Yeah, it's not gonna be about the money. Trust me.
What do you think about Karen's case tomorrow?
I'm not as conversant in that case as I might be, but I will say this.
Oh yeah.
It appears to be highly tainted, not just by the police procedure, but by how the district attorney's office has been handling it.
That's
I
awesome,
think that
man.
the
Everybody's
public
beefing.
statement
I
of
love
the
it.
Norfolk district attorney was about as intemperate as it could get.
Look at Rita.
He was arguing, essentially giving a closing argument to the public.
I'd love to get Rita up here tonight. If you're watching, we got to get you up on the panel. If you're in the chat, Rita, I'd love to get you up for a little while if you could. We're going to bring some people on in a minute, let them sound off a little bit, give them a little bit of space. Don't get crazy, but we got to hold it together a little bit.
He's vouching for the credibility of witnesses.
Yeah.
He was denigrating the whole concept of reasonable doubt and the search for truth. He was calling names, calling people conspiracy theorists who disagreed with his take. That is highly problematic, highly unprofessional for any attorney to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
This is good.
And Tom, the poor guy that couldn't get his sink fixed, he had to be there in court today to get his fucking sink fixed.
But the sink's fixed.
Oh, he did get it.
Get the resolution he wanted.
Oh, good. That's great.
All those people pushing for the sink.
Do we have any more conversation? Because I didn't get to watch this back end of the stream. Is this pretty okay? All right, let's do this. If Tracy and Dana are in the chat, I'm going to drop the link for them if they want to jump up. I'd love to have them on and just tell us a little bit about your new channel and what you're trying to do on your channel. And I think it's more informative. When I was watching it the other night, it's just more of like about the standouts, best practices. I'd love to have them pop up really quick and just talk us through, what they're trying to do. And then, we'll get, I'm sure everybody in here in the chat is following that channel as well too. But yeah, Tracy, Dana, if you want to jump up, I'd love to have you on. Come hang out on the panel. Again, super open, casual stream tonight. We're going to get Paul up. Paul's running a little late. He said more closer to 7:30, but we're going to get Paul up. And I know who else reached out to me. Sorry, so many people came in today. Nick, if you're in the chat, I can bring you up too. Oh, we already got someone. Let's see. Tracy and Dana are here. Great. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Brian? Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Hey, Tom.
absolutely. So I wanted to just bring you both on because I was watching your show the other night, and fantastic job on the channel. You guys did a great first live, went really well. I think at one point when I dipped in, you had almost over 200 people watching, which was great. And I think that's something to be very proud of, for your first stream. It's exciting when you start doing your first streams and then keep doing it, and then you get to the 100 and 200 and 300, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe the audience that we've brought in. But I thought a lot of the things that you were talking about as far as best practices and what the format of the channel is just to inform people. But if you can just tell us tomorrow, what would be some of the best practices that you would pass on to the audience, going out to the courthouse tomorrow. I'd love to hear that. I think it'd be really great and informative to the audience.
Sure. Yeah, last night was pretty cool. We were not expecting all those viewers. And today,
Great.
when we were at the courthouse, we got a lot of compliments. So we really appreciate the feedback, and I'm glad that you guys like it. Secondly, Paul is in the chat, so he's waiting for your invitation. But
oh yeah, jump up, please.
Yeah.
Jump up.
But yeah, tomorrow I think we do it just like we did today. We're just going to have a lot more people. Like Dave said, turtle riders. Any of us, even if you're not a turtle rider, just a Karen Reed supporter. We're all there for the same reason. We all act the same way. As far as signage, I know people that, there's no rule of what sign you can have. We can't tell you what to put on your sign, or what you can and cannot have. But, we want to keep it classy. We're not asking you to be,
Right.
It's First Amendment. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and we're not here to tell you what to do. But we don't want to give them an opportunity to, kind of bash us and, kind of prove that we are what they're calling us, which we all know we're not.
Right.
So.
I did drop the link. It's called Resistance to Silence. You can go over and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm sure most of you are already subscribed, but let's get them some subscribers. I want to welcome Paul into the show as well. I know you had a part on the panel the other day. Thanks for jumping up, and I'll give you some space. If you want to talk about Turtle Boy or the Karen Reed movement, we'd love to hear from you as well too.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Everybody ready for tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm gonna talk about Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. That's what I'm gonna talk about tonight. That's what
Awesome.
this is all. That's what it's all about for today.
Right.
And tomorrow. Everything else is intertwined. It'll all happen when it's going to happen. But tomorrow's Karen's day. I'm a preacher. We need people. I keep saying we need people there. We have a lot of people coming. I am cautiously optimistic about the parking. If we run out of parking, that is going to be one big luxury problem.
Yeah.
The arrival time, 7:30, if you can. Some people can't. People have real jobs and have to drop kids off, and you got to get there a little later. It's quite okay. Get there when you can get there. I think Tracy and Dan talked about just being respectful. We have to be peaceful. I knew you guys were talking about it earlier. There's going to be some people there that might not agree with our thinking. And you just gotta ignore them. That's the best part. Everyone's watching us. I've been to plenty of these things and haven't seen one incident.
That's good.
So we will, for those people, it's going to be cold. Dress warm.
It's going to be very cool.
Hot chocolate's going to be delivered about 8:15 in the parking lot. And then we'll have hot chocolate. People have donated coffee, so you need to warm up. Bobby, one of the Canton 9, bought a bunch of hand warmers. He'll have them there tomorrow. People need them. It's just, I'm treating it as a good day. We're going to have a good day there today.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Positive day.
And one other thing I'll say, and that's it, and I think you guys already said it, I want to reiterate it. After the court hearing, let the attorneys talk.
Yeah.
There's going to be more media there than we think there's going to be there tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of media there. And the national attention is here. This is what we've been looking for. So let them hear what the attorneys have to say.
Yep.
And there's going to be a lot going on tomorrow because I know there was 6 or 7 filings that just came out today, and they're up on the justice page and the files. So there's going to be a lot going on tomorrow.
So I did, and maybe you can clarify this. Did I hear something that we're not allowed on the court steps now? They'll keep us back.
The past couple times we weren't on. They roped them off.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So we're going to be on the sidewalk, and then across the street there's a huge sidewalk and a bunch of stairs. I envision both sides being filled up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna be
if the Canton Police Department's protest is any indication of what this turnout's going to be like, we're definitely hoping for something that has never been seen there before. That's really my hope. So, we want to keep it peaceful, like we always say. Keeping it peaceful, keeping it respectful. And there's going to be maybe trolls there, maybe people that want to instigate or that type of thing. We need to approach it properly. Look out for your friends. Look out for your, the people that you bring with you. Make sure that, if something was to happen with somebody I didn't know and I'm just step in the middle, like, hey, relax. They're going to be like, who are you? Go away. To where if you turn to your friend and say, calm down, they're going to listen to you. So, we've never had that type of a thing happen before. So we're not really concerned, but just to, police your friends. And, we've been successful. It's been great.
And I'm sure there's probably going to be about 50 state police officers there tomorrow
Yeah.
outside too. So keep that in mind. Your actions are going to have a equal and opposite reaction. So just keep, again, I can't tell people how to act. I can't tell people what to say. I'm just saying, keep your head on a swivel. If someone's coming at you, it's better just to if the state police pop in and they tell you to break it up, then I would just advise break it up, walk away, cool off, whatever it is. But I don't think anything's going to happen tomorrow.
I don't think either. And also, I just want to point out that the state police that were there the last few times, they're actually there for our protection too.
Mm-hmm.
They've stood, in between a few characters and, some of us, and they're there for us too. And they support us. So.
Brian, I wanted to ask you something because tomorrow we were supposed to have a guest there tomorrow. Her name's Shannon McMahon.
Okay.
She's an ex. She ran for district attorney in Bristol County. She's an attorney. She was going to come speak, but she has a disposition tomorrow.
Okay.
So she gave me a statement to read tomorrow, but I was thinking about reading it tonight because it's a little rally cry.
Sure.
Do you mind if I read it tonight?
No, the floor is yours.
Because I'm still going to read it tomorrow, but not everyone's going to be there tomorrow to hear it. So I've told her, I asked her today, do you mind if I read it tonight? And
Yeah,
she said,
go
absolutely.
for it.
I think she might even be in the chat. So
cool. I'm gonna solo you up, and it's gonna be all yours. So go for it.
All right, thanks. This is from Shannon McMahon. As you guys saw her on the Young Jerks at one point. She ran for DA in Bristol County. She's an attorney now. She wrote, as an attorney and former candidate for district attorney, I can tell you with first-hand knowledge that most of the dangerous things to happen to a society is mistrust in that society's government and police. This has clearly happened here in Canton, as it happened in Bristol County. In Bristol County, our district attorney investigated a shooting of a young black man named Anthony Howden. After his own investigation, the DA concluded that the two police officers who shot and killed Anthony had committed no wrongdoing. However, he failed to disclose that one of the officers involved in the shooting was a close personal family friend and had been for almost 20 years. The lack of transparency into the investigation led to massive distrust from the community. In Canton, we are seeing the same thing. The lack of transparency, the inadequate, unprofessional investigation, disclosures from prosecutors about pending cases have all led to clear mistrust. In some cases, mistrust can lead to a strong desire to speak up. However, in others, it can lead to fear. I am speaking about this today to urge you all to please speak up, peacefully protest, attend hearings, call your elected officials, or even run for office and vote. You alone have the power to prevent another situation like this by voting. I urge all of you in Canton and Norfolk County to speak up. Do not accept this lack of transparency. Do not let conflicts of interest like this be accepted. Please do not allow this type of behavior to go unchecked. Do not allow this to become the status quo. I wish I could be there tomorrow, but please know my fight for justice and my fight against corruption, cover-ups, and lack of transparency are with you in spirit. Shannon.
That's awesome. Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's really good. So let me ask you all a question. I know how Tom got involved in this, and I'll go to Paul first. Paul, how did you hear about the movement? How did you get involved with this case, and what made you, become, kind of a rally, one of the rally people in this movement? I'd love to hear kind of how you came into this.
Well, I think I was the same as Aiden. I followed Aiden for a while,
Sure.
even before this.
Yeah.
And I heard about the case on the news back in 2022, and the same thing. Oh, such a tragedy. That's it. And then even when I heard Aiden talking about it in April, I think it was April, talking about the phone call, the Google search, it piqued my interest. But I say this to everybody all the time, even when I talk to reporters. I'm a guy that always believed the government does what they're supposed to do. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
The police do what they're supposed to do. So I even bypassed that for a little while. And it wasn't until I think it was a couple months after that when I started reading more and I started looking at the documents and said, whoa, this is crazy. And the other thing I think of it, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my kids and my grandkids. This could happen to any of them. It can happen to any of us. Like, for example, the Canton 9, Karen's not Karen. Canton 9's not Canton 9. They're all of us. And that's how I firmly believe about that. And that's what I'm very passionate about it. My wife's going to kill me one of these days because anytime she tries to talk to me, it's Karen Reed, Canton 9, Turtleboy. She's laughing at me in the other room right now.
We need more people like this. I mean, we need more people to jump out and say, hey, if there's something wrong going on, and I talk about this all the time, people get stuck, and I'm going to get a little political here real quick before I get to Tracy and Dana to ask them the same questions. But, I'm going to get a little political. It's just, I think people really focus on national elections. And I always tell people, look at the people that are running your communities. If things seem weird and they're not changing, or you're seeing some possible corruption, then that needs to be looked into. And you need to look into the people that you're voting for. Don't just go out and vote because they have a D or an R in front of their name, And I think a lot of people vote that way. Oh, well, it's a Democrat, it's a Republican, I'm just going to vote this way. No, look into the constituents that are running your local towns and your administrations, because those are the people that matter. You got to live in and around those areas. So those are the people that matter. So I'm so glad that Canton has stood up. I'm so glad that they've wanted this independent. We got the independent audit. It's supposed to happen in February. And it's truly power of the people. They're really standing up and saying, hey, there's something going on in my community and it needs to be looked into. So I think it's a great thing that people have come together. Dana and Tracy, tell me a little bit how you got involved.
I've been a follower of Turtleboy as well for a couple of years, but I first heard of the story, I think like all of us, it was just a blip on the news that a Boston police officer was killed, and it was like, wait, how? So, it just kind of, we heard bits and pieces of it, but that was it. And then when Turtleboy started talking about, all this evidence and the Google search, and it was like, wait a second. So, we're local. So I was like, I'm getting in on this. I want a part of this. I want to see how this plays out. If there's anything I can do, I definitely want to get involved. And here we are now, trying to get the same people to do the same thing and get involved. And I think we've succeeded. But we can, like you said, Brian, we have to. This is our state. The people who are supposed to protect us and follow the law aren't. And the only people that can do something about it is us. And there's more of us than there are them, believe it or not. I mean, look what they've done to Aiden. They have power to do things like that, but there's one Aiden and there's thousands of us. They were after Aiden. They came after us. We're way too big and we're way too loud, and that's what we have to continue doing. So that's how I got involved. It was so local, and it was just being a true crime fan all my life. I just had to get involved. So we did.
That's great.
Yeah, and I was kind of, I didn't have, not that I didn't have a choice, but as soon as I found out about it, red flags all over the place, and we're both true crime people. We watch it all the time, every show. She watches probably a lot more than I do, but we follow along, we follow everything. But this has gotten bigger than we expect. When we went to the Rolling Rally back in the summer, and the different court dates, and we've been to so many different things, and this is not to overshadow what's going on with Karen, but this has become huge. I mean, it's so big right now. The involvement and the people that are being impacted, positively and negatively it's massive. So
yeah, I mean,
and the corruption is so huge. It's huge and obvious. So,
and it's even incredible. I mean, when you're out, I mean, just even hear Tom outside the courthouse today, people driving by and they're beeping, like people know what's going on. I mean, if you don't, if you live in the state of Massachusetts, you probably know about what's going on here, at least here in the state. So.
And that's because of Tracy, Dana, and Paul here. I mean, what they've done from the beginning to today has been remarkable. We got hot chocolate coming tomorrow at 8:00. I mean, really.
But so have you, Tom. So have you.
But it's everybody. Everyone does. And as a whole, we've almost moved mountains. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And if there was something we could do to free Karen, we would do it.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do is to show up tomorrow and support her.
Right.
She knows she's not alone.
Absolutely.
I was going to add one more quick thing, that what the amazing part about this is the silver lining, I guess you would say, is all this corruption, all this stuff has brought a group of people together that probably would never have mixed. That I've got some Tracy and Dana, you guys wouldn't know it. I didn't know them 6 months ago. I didn't know Tom 6 months ago.
No.
And it's a community. It's almost like a grassroots thing that started up,
I think it was great. Aiden said at his last, I think it might have been, I don't think it was November 1st, but the last time he was in court, he came out and he said, I think it's an amazing thing that it's brought so many different people together. Democrats, Republicans, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter your political affiliation. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, whatever it is. It's brought in so many people together, and I think that's it's a fantastic thing. It's really
blurred all kinds of lines. It's amazing. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. I just got a video, and unfortunately, I can't play it because of the music, but I appreciate it. I'll get bagged for the music, unfortunately. So when you're monetized, they get you for stuff like that. So I'm sorry I can't play it, but thank you.
No worries.
Yeah. So I mean, I just, like I said, I just wanted to have you guys up and just share, how you came into this, some best practices. And again, please join their channel, Resistance to Silence. I dropped the link earlier in the chat. And absolutely. And you're going to do more informative streams to tell us about, can you just tell us a little bit more of your theme on the channel?
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah. You're right. It's going to be more informative of what's going on with protests. And we have these court dates or just getting it all together. For example, I think at least minimum once a week, we'll talk about the standouts. Cool. It's just another place where the justice page is good. Mm-hmm. But it's 26,000 people. So if I post something at 8:00 in the morning, Tom's not going to see it at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
So at least, we'll have it on the channel, and anyone can go in there and check it every week and say, okay, here's where the standouts are. Very informative. We might have a couple of guests here and there talk about stuff like that, but right now this is strictly just for informational purposes for everybody and have a safe place to talk about it.
Great. Anything you wanted to add, Tracy or Dana?
I think just get out there tomorrow. I know it's going to be cold, but there's a lot of other people involved that are in much worse positions than being cold. So let's just get out there and show Karen that we're here for her.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
there.
there's been a lot of offers for ride shares too. I mentioned
Yep.
that last night, but a lot of people on the Justice page are saying, "Yeah, we're heading that way. You need a ride? Let me know." So reach out, ask around, say, "Hey, I'm in this town. Anybody passing me, pick me up." So the more people we get there, the more support we show. It's going to be great.
And
I'm just excited to see everybody in person because I might have seen you once or twice before, but now that I'm starting to get to know everybody a little bit more,
Yeah.
I'll be a little intimidated at first, but I come around, so it takes me a little bit.
They're very approachable. So.
Is Nick Rocco coming on?
Yeah, I'd love to bring him up if he's if Nick's
Okay,
in
no,
the room.
I wanted to give him a couple props, but I'll let him talk about it. I don't want to take away from what he's doing.
Cool. Yeah, Nick, if you're in the room, the link is there. You can jump up on the StreamYard.
He might have been the one that said 7:30, just so you know.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah. If not, in a couple minutes we can bring him up. So
yeah, that's fine.
And Will, if you're there, man, jump on. I always said, if you're available, jump up for a second. We'd love to have you on. So anything else anybody wants to add, or Tom? You're quiet. You taking in?
Tom's had a busy day.
Or what? You're usually the loud one, Tom.
Well,
I'm trying to defrost.
it's cold today. I mean, we've done this before, people. This is nothing unusual. I mean, we're gonna show up. We're gonna behave. We're gonna make Karen proud of us, and better yet, we're gonna make Aiden proud of us because he can't be here, right? And he wanted us to keep fighting for Karen Reed. I have it. Don't stop fighting for Karen. It's exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we got to show up tomorrow, and we just got to behave, and that's it. We're good.
Renee says, "Tell everyone to come to our standout at Colony Place. I'll get a permit."
That's Renee. We love Renee.
Plymouth. That's Plymouth. She's doing
Yep.
a great job out there in Plymouth.
Awesome.
I'm hearing about Plymouth from other people. Asked me, "You going to Plymouth? Going to Plymouth?" So she's doing a great job.
A little backstory, Brian. Renee was doing a standout down in Plymouth, and somebody called and said she was doing a standout with 500 people with no permit and had the police come down.
Unbelievable. Everybody just loves to shut everybody down when they're trying to do something positive and for a good cause. It's like, oh, let's just go ruin everybody's, their good time, I guess,
Yep. And we have the truth, so they're afraid of that too.
Absolutely. So let me do this. I want to go around the panel really quick, and I want to ask everybody the one thing that kind of said, wait a minute, something's not right here. The one thing that popped out to you first. I'll go to Tom first, then I'll go to Tracy and Dana, and then we'll end with Paul. And I'd love to hear everybody's kind of, because I have mine, but I want to hear all of yours. Go ahead, Tom. What was the one thing when you started looking, going like, all right, something's not right here?
I can't say it's one thing. I can say it was when Aiden broke the story the first time. When he first read this into the record, we'll say, when he broke the story, I was done. I'm in, because he doesn't come at you with bullshit. We'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's coming at you with facts, and if he's gonna say that this cop got murdered this way by this person, I have no reason to doubt him. So I was all in from that first blog, and it's been 9-10 months now. Yeah. So it's not one thing. It's all of it. There's too many questions. It's just too many. You can't have this many questions and tell me something happened. It just, no.
I'll go to Tracy, Dana. What was the first thing for Tracy and then Dana?
I definitely say, like I said before, I saw the newscast, I'm drinking my coffee, getting ready for work, and I heard it, and it just didn't sound right. It was, Boston police officers killed, girlfriend may have hit him with the car. I was like, and like, it's just weird. Like, what do you mean? And then she left. They found him when? They were just in that one sentence. There were so many questions. Like, you don't hear that every day. So, and then I think they were reporting that it was Brian Albert's house, but then it stopped. So I was like, all right, something's up there. And then when Aiden went on and started reporting on it, I was like, yes, thank God. Thank God Turtleboy is on this, because he's the one who's going to get to the truth.
Sniff it out.
He's the one that's going to expose all of this and get all the details that that no one else has because they don't want it out there. So I think it was that the first time I heard it, it just didn't sit with me.
Yeah, and I think that like Tom said, there's just so many different factors. If you try to pick one thing, it's so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Especially being so invested in the case at this point now. You can't.
kidding.
There's just so much information. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It really is. But it's like if you just you start questioning it. During the holidays, Thanksgiving dinner, we had family over, and we actually shared the frame video with the family. They weren't real. They're like, "What are you guys doing? What's going on in your world?" And we shared that, and they were every single one of them was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, like
Yeah.
jaws on the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
that's the impression, and that's that's where we are now. That's how we got involved. Was we had no choice but to follow this along, and because like I said earlier, it impacts us, the state, inevitably the country. So
I'm laughing
picking
at
one thing.
I'm
is
laughing at
difficult.
your kitten. Sorry.
I know.
Oh,
I know,
she's like-
she's
She likes the
supposed to
camera.
be friendly. Yeah.
she's so tiny. I'm afraid she's gonna fall. She's fallen a couple times, so I keep looking back at her. Yeah, she wants to be on camera too. But just to add to Dana a little bit, like,
Yeah.
and then when Aiden was covering it, and every night it was like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it just kept more and more each day, and it just got so addictive because it was just, how are these people getting away with this? So just it was just so interesting. And like Tom said, now we're here now, and you can't even keep up if you weren't watching it from the beginning. It's so difficult. But Paul, you're
Yeah,
up.
there
We'll
is
start talking.
it's so much now. It's like,
Yeah.
even for me, I'm still learning a lot of it, and it turns and twists every day, and you're like, what now? And thank God I have people like Tom and Will and all of you in the group, and you keep us all informed. And I if I have a question, I'll shoot it to Tom and go, Tom, do I have my timeline right? Because there's so much stuff that comes through, and I don't want to go out and say, I'll run it by him. Tom, is this right? No, you're good. So he's been kind of my angel on my shoulder when it comes to that stuff too. So
That's great with us here because we live together. So we
Yeah.
turn to each other in the middle of the night. Hey, wake up! What about this?
Or Paul sends a message at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Paul wants to call.
Yeah.
Of course, you answer.
Same question to you, Paul. What was the first thing that kind of pulled you in?
The first thing, I think I said it earlier, that piqued my interest was the Google search. Hearing about the Google search. And that got me the ball rolling. It just took a little while. But right now, here's my example. I talked to someone that hasn't really known about it, or they question it. And I know it's not the ideal thing. I just pull out the picture of the autopsy report.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I go, what caused that? And I get the same answer every time. An animal, every single time. Yeah. No one has said an Alexis yet. Nobody
with teeth in the bumper.
So that's right.
I take my Lexus.
Angry Lexus.
Real quick, while you guys were talking, I just got a message from one of the Canton 9.
Yeah.
And this is why we do this. I asked if I could read it real quick.
Yeah, of course. Please.
He said, Paul, it was so cool looking out from the courtroom to see you guys in the crowd outside today. That meant so much for us. Thank you so much for all you guys are doing. My attorney had me on a short leash, so I couldn't talk, but he just wanted to send that message. And that's why we're out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got. That's good for me.
That's awesome.
If I keep talking, I'll keep talking.
Oh, it's all right. That's why I brought everybody up. I wanted everybody to talk because this is what it's about. Again, it's a very loose panel tonight. We just want to rally, it was kind of my rally cry to everybody to get everybody involved. I want to hear from some of you, and that's why I wanted to do this. For me, I think the first thing for me that really hit me was the 62 feet at 24.2 miles an hour. And then actually going out there and seeing the road, I'm like, there's no fucking way this happened.
Yeah. Oh,
with
exactly.
all of the elements, and then going over and watching Aiden's video, how he kind of, went to recreate it, and watching that 20-minute video and seeing that, and then going down there and actually walking that road. I'm like, there's no fucking way. And then the second thing that really solidified it for me, just like Paul, and I hate looking at it too, but John's arm, I'm like, there's no way. Because I'm a car guy. I know cars. Like, I've been working on cars forever. And like, there's no way, And then the tail light and the 37 piece, I call it the fairy dust. The 37 pieces just magically showed up. I'm like, dude, it's so crazy.
Oh, my son at one point a few years ago got bitten in the cheek by a smaller dog, but similar wounds. I mean, you look at John's arm, and there's no question that wasn't a tail light, that wasn't a piece of metal or a glass or anything of that sort. I mean, that clearly was an animal. So
Can I play devil's advocate with everybody real quick?
Sure.
So the Lexus safety systems, they turn off at 24 miles an hour.
Yeah, they had to put the 0.2 in there.
So if she was going 0.2, it disables the safety system.
Right.
Now, for that,
ironic.
Just one example in the entire case. Are we all as a group really over analyzing everything, or is this stuff really happening? Like legit? Are we looking at everything? Because I'm questioning myself now. Are we looking at everything maybe too analytically? Like, are we making this up? Is this happening? Like legit? Like, are we seeing things that's not there?
No,
That's a valid. That's
no,
a valid.
it's there.
It's pretty clear, I think.
For everything, though, not one thing, not two, but for everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they had to add the 0.2 in there, right? Because ironically, just at 24 miles an hour, that's when it shuts down.
Yeah, and that was like the third story too. Yeah,
It was a 3-point turn first, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then that had to go away real quick. Yeah, it's just garbage.
And then all the video in the area, no one's camera turned on that whole time.
Yep.
And that's what I was talking about when, I like what Tom said. There's so much stuff. The 24.2, the cameras, the tail light, and that's when when you stay on that's some people think that's can't be true. All this stuff happened, and that's when I pull out the picture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it is for me. I'm like, all the other stuff is gravy after that.
Yeah.
Well, it just keeps adding on to it.
Yeah.
Like it just like, dude, there's no way. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like seriously, if I didn't know anything about this case and I was a juror and I was brought to that jury, I've just put everything that I've known for the last couple of months about this and what I've been talking about it. Literally, if I was called in a juror and that was all presented to me and I listened to the defense, I'm like, there's no fucking way. I mean, it's just this is not all coincidence. This didn't all just ironically happen. I mean, it's way too deep. Way too deep.
Absolutely.
Way too deep. I don't know. Is Nick in the chat? I don't know if he's here.
I thought I saw Olivia in there. That would be great to bring her up here.
Yeah, if anybody wants to jump on real quick, I'll bring one more up. If anybody wants to jump on, the link is there. I'll just keep it to 5 because when you start getting past 5, it gets too crazy. But the link is dropped. If anybody wants to pop up or if anybody has to go, it's not a problem. You're all welcome to stay. But I'd love to grab maybe someone else come in and tell us kind of how they got involved and how they're feeling about tomorrow. That would be great.
Or if anyone knows where the Fort Edge is, they can jump on.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a question for Tracy, Dana, and Paul.
Yeah.
Is, you guys gonna have like a mass or anything on the 29th? Do something special?
A mass.
We haven't got that far yet. I know where you're going with that, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
So
I don't.
we're getting through this week.
Okay.
And then there might be something happening next week too. So, but we're getting through this week, and then we'll go from there. But you're right. We got to do something special on the 29th. I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll be coming up. It's like, we've been waiting for this day to come tomorrow and today as well. And, what's to come, what we can do in the future. That's what we reached out last night. We were looking for suggestions on, content, but, we're also looking for suggestions for, organizing things. What can we do? What can we do to make get everybody involved? And whatever we can do, we're all about going after it and trying to make things happen. So
Because we've never done this before. That
Yeah.
the Canton 9 protest was huge for us. That it all worked out and it was successful, and we got all those people to speak, and so many people showed up. But we've never done anything like this, right, Paul?
No, we sat
So
after everyone left. All three of us sat back there and go, "Wow, we did this."
I know it was
We've
so
never done anything
bizarre.
like this before.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
So, but now we're all for it. We just want to keep doing it and get bigger and louder.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Your microphone. Check your microphone.
Can you hear us?
No,
There we go.
I think my microphone's fine. Just everyone else was talking.
A little bit of a delay. How are you? Hello.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
Great. How are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Okay, you might want to turn down your sound on the video because that's probably causing a little bit of delay.
Oh.
Can you hear us better now?
Does she have it open twice? In StreamYard and YouTube?
I'm here, Tom. I can run StreamYard. Hush your mouth.
YouTube's open, you'll get the echo because that's what I do all the time by accident.
Yep.
So you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, how you got involved, and what you're feeling about tomorrow?
Okay. Let's see. I've been a turtle rider since 2018, 2019.
Awesome.
So I followed Aiden for quite a number of years. I actually read a few of his sports blogs back in the day. The one thing I wanted to bring up is something that no one else, if they brought it up, it's been tangentially. There's absolutely no lividity on John's body. And had he been laying there for that many hours, there would be lividity. In addition, there's no frostbite. I've done the calculations. He would have had frostbite within, I want to say, 27 to 32 minutes.
Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But will
now
we
I
be
can't
able
hear
to?
anyone else.
Be right back. I gotta step out 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. But to your point, Suzanne, but are we gonna be able to present that in court? Like, it's just getting this information.
Let's go to get the dogs.
How long does it take for the lividity? Like, how long would that take?
Do you remember
I have no idea. I think Suzanne's muted. Anyway, there's Brian.
Sorry about that. I said I had to step away really quick. Sorry.
I was just going to jump in since no one said anything.
Yeah.
We've been waiting this long for this court date. Next month is 2.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah, February. I'm looking at it now. February 15th and February 26th.
Sorry, going to my office.
So let me ask everybody a question really quick. We'll go around to the panel.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yes. Suzanne, can you hear us?
So many good times. Like, they used to make fun of me in the way I would.
Okay, I'm gonna
So they know.
mute her. Tom, expectations for tomorrow. Obviously, we'd love to have Karen just walk right out of court, not just dismissed. But I'd like to hear maybe what you think some of the points that Yannetti and Jackson are going to bring up in court tomorrow.
They have to bring up the FBI investigation into the entire investigation. They have to do that.
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Thank you. They definitely have to do the third party culpability. They have to get their teeth into that and pull that out some more. I just think, and I pray it all goes Karen's way tomorrow. I can't see Lally doing his homework.
Yeah, Tracy, Dana, expectations for tomorrow?
At this point, I just hope it goes well and we get a big turnout and Karen feels supported.
Well, from what I understand, they may actually be filing a motion for dismissal.
Really?
Where'd you get that?
Just from a couple friends.
No places?
Very good, Suzanne. That was a test and you passed.
Oh, no. Tracy, I've been in the legal profession since I was in my teens.
Awesome.
I
You're
do
a
a
great
good job of
resource.
keeping my mouth shut.
I don't.
No, there's been discussion about the possibility of motion for dismissal. And I don't know if they're going to be that bold, but I don't think it would be a bad strategy move. If
Even
nothing
just to
else,
have it on the
then
record. Sorry to cut you off.
exactly
Even just to have it on the record.
get the points on the
Right.
record, which is actually crucial and critical. Once you get them on the record, and if the judge decides to deny them, you can always come back and contest those points.
Right.
See, Tom, I know what the heck I'm talking about.
Paul, expectations for tomorrow. I'd love to hear from you.
Well, as far as the courtroom expectations, I'm looking at it realistically. Auntie Bev's going to deny a few motions, more than likely. I think she might not deny as many as she would 3 or 4 months ago. And I think they're going to get a lot of information out tomorrow. That's what I really think is going to happen. That we're going to get a lot of more information. I think the biggest thing that we're going to talk about, if they motion to dismiss would be great, but I think the motion to get the letters and communication between the FBI and the Norfolk Attorney's Office.
Just remember one thing, Paul. The FBI may try and intervene on that because
they
they
might.
will not want. I'm talking from experience with dealing with federal prosecutors. Is they're going to want to keep their cards very close to the vest.
Yeah,
but I don't know what they've written.
And there may or may not be another motion we haven't heard about either. So tomorrow too. So.
I think there's going to be my guess is they're going to be about 2 or 3.
Does anybody know what I know there was two that were released, right? That I think.
No, there was 5 or 6 today.
Okay, can you anybody just run down those really quick because I didn't get caught up. Does anybody know? Tom, do you know? No.
Yeah, a lot of them had more to do with Proctor and the phone calls. I thought one was interesting. I'm far from a legal guy. I know nothing. They are requesting all Gretchen's records from her interview. Gretchen, I didn't know that was coming.
Well, there's no press shield law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, so guess what? It's open game.
Yeah.
End up in jail.
Well, you know what? that little wench decided to go to Krusty Panties. Sorry, guys. Oh, Tom, you really are the best. But she decided to go to Krusty Panties as, the McAlbert spokesperson. That Gretchen Voss is not even close to an unbiased source.
I just had to clear a bunch of stuff up because there was some rumor floating around that I've talked to Aiden multiple times. I've talked to him twice, okay? And I had to put this on the record. You know how many times I've talked to Aiden? And I'm going to look at the camera right now, okay? Because everybody keeps asking me about this. The times that I talked to Aiden, once on my podcast as a guest. You can look at it and watch it. I'd love for you to go over and watch it because it was a fantastic interview. And the second time that I've talked to him was on November 1st, 2023, outside the courthouse. And I had a brief interaction with him when he was after court, I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Hey, it's Brian from LTL." He said, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you. I want to come back on your show." And then any other email correspondence that happened between me and him have always been about, "Do you want to come on the show? Would you like to come on the show?" And that's about it. So
I remember being in the meeting with Chief Rafferty. We were doing the thing, and when I told her I just met Aiden for the first time, like 3 weeks before that, she couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, these people act like we've talked to him for like 20 years. I'm like, I've had
Yeah,
two
like we hang
conversations
out.
with him.
And, yeah. It's like, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, they think I'm his sugar mama, and guess what? I think I met him the first time about a year ago.
Yeah.
But I support his journalism. I love what he does. His delivery sometimes is not stellar or politically correct, but you know what? I don't give two flips. Listen, I grew up in fucking Rhode Island. You know what? I grew up around, you know, if anyone knows Rhode Island, you know, a lot of interesting people.
So let me just put this to rest. Do you think that I would be that fucking stupid to have anything like this, nor did it ever get passed to me on my phone? Okay. I fucking have a true crime channel. I know how all of this works. So that's why I constantly tell people, don't send it to me. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't care. And I delete it and I shut down all of my chats so I don't receive anything from no one. And if you want to contact me, you can just reach out to me via email.
Yeah.
You can send it to me. I'll be more than happy to take it.
I mean, here's my phone right now. Take it.
Let's see. I think I now have about 400 gig of documents.
Wow.
Between Karen and Aiden.
Yeah.
On a gig?
400 gig.
That's a lot of documents.
Yeah, we officially call those a shit ton.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a shit ton.
Yep. Well, one of the reasons is because I can take the PDFs, convert into Word, and you know, do a whole bunch of different things with them. And
you can switch this up, right? You make us searchable. You take the PDF and you make it a Word file so you can search it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can search. I can redact. I can do a whole bunch.
A lot of work.
No, it's actually just a few presses of buttons on the computer now.
Yeah.
So yeah, if y'all ever need anything, I'm happy to do it, and everything remains confidential.
She's smart. She's very, very good. She's very good.
Yeah, I ain't half bad for a little gal.
Real good.
Hey, I'm only a couple years younger than Tom.
You see so much that we just don't see in these cases. That I mean, we wouldn't even know. It would help us steer us in that right direction because we wouldn't have a clue. Especially the legal system nowadays. We don't play in that field. It's not our sandbox.
You know what? I'm actually happier behind the scenes. But I did want to bring up, you know, that whole thing with the lividity and everything else and the lack of frostbite, because I started doing an in-depth dive on this about 2:00 this morning. Yeah, I'm in my 50s. I've got insomnia. But it was amazing. Like all the stuff I was digging up, it blew my mind.
How long for lividity? How long is that set?
Lividity starts approximately 2 hours after death. Between 2 and 6 hours, there is lividity, and the body is still relatively mobile. After about 6 hours is when rigor mortis sets in. Oh my goodness, Olivia! I just read this. You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, I was just gonna pull that up. So Olivia says, Susie, did you see the Twitter attorney claiming that have access to public documents was a crime? I mean, they are public records.
Yeah, well, sure to see the records I have access to. I mean, for Christ's sake, I mean, public access is public access.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess
that's
that depends what town you live in.
Depends on what
Me?
town you live in.
There you go, Paul.
Not for me, Tom.
Yeah, I know. You got to pass on that. Yeah.
I'm from Rhode Island. I know a guy.
Yeah, you know, a couple people he's talking about. Quite a few.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
All right,
But you know what? Thanks so much, Brian, for having me. I think the more a number of us dive into this case and go really into the nitty gritty and the details, we're finding holes you can drive like 17 tractor trailers through with respect to the state's case, and it's getting weaker and weaker. And at this point, honestly, in most jurisdictions, I would have expected Lally to have been brought up on charges, or at least sanctioned by the court, and having to bring out his checkbook for his failure to comply with court orders. I have never seen anything this egregious in my entire life. Never.
I agree. It's just
Yep.
it's not there. The case is not there.
And she does this every day for a living. And she says something like that.
No criminal law. That's the one thing I never wanted to go into, but unfortunately, I've had to delve into it a few times due to situations in my
Harry, thank you so
professional
much
life.
for the 5.
Y'all have a wonderful night, and my pizza's here and it's hot, and I want to enjoy it.
Go eat.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for jumping
Bye,
on.
Suzanne.
All right, kids. I think we're going to end this one here pretty soon. I know the glare is going at 8, so I want to give him his space there, and I'll do this. Let me just jump on his channel. I'm going to grab his link. And
be on fire tonight.
Yeah, he'll be all charged up. I'm going to drop the link.
Yeah.
When we get done.
I love when he gets charged up. It's awesome.
I just saw.
Go ahead.
I just saw Olivia say something about they changed the time. The Commonwealth changed the timeline again. So I'm going to go investigate that on her page.
Yeah, she had some great tweets today. I was reading about about Waze and the Waze app and the time it takes to get. Really good. So
it's not on the money.
What's that, Tom?
It's not on the money. I use Waze all the time. It's there's a lag.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. Yep. All right, let me do.
Looking forward to the glare. I mean, he's again, our first show was last night, and seeing what you guys do on the regular basis, it's mind blowing. It's impressive. You guys are great, Brian. So
yeah,
appreciate having us on. This has been excellent.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm still learning everything too. I just picked this up about 5 months ago, and like I was explaining to everybody,
really?
I just started getting into this because I heard about Karen's case. It kind of went into my mind. It got kind of backseated, and then my friend started talking about it again, and I was like, shit, I gotta start looking into this. And then it was starting to come up in my algorithm, and I was like, all right. And then I started doing streams. I did probably 8 or 9 streams, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh wow, Turtleboy's investigating, because you go down the wormhole, and I was like, oh, Turtleboy's on this. And then you start watching his stuff, and you're like, oh wow, this is a lot deeper than it is. And then it just got crazy, and then here I am. I'm connected with all of you fine people. So
it's great. It's a great community. It's fantastic.
All right,
Yeah,
so
definitely say hi tomorrow.
Oh no, I definitely will. I'll be out there
Okay.
in Drove, and I can't wait. So just to let everybody know before we wrap this up, I'm going to look at the total. We had $357 come in for donations tonight. I'm going to take 25% of that. That's $89. I'll round it up to 100. So I'm going to donate 100 after the show to Karen's defense fund. We'll get that up there, and I'll make sure that it goes to the proper link. So Tracy, if you can just email me the proper link, I don't want to put it to like a fake link or anything like that. And that way I can get it right up on the site after the show. That'd be great.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Any last words? I'll go around the panel. And by the way, thank you all for jumping on tonight. I appreciate it. I know this was like last minute for a lot of people and giving me time to to get everybody up here and just, you know, have a little bit of a communal thing, because we don't do this enough. And I wanted to hear from the locals. You know, I wanted to hear from the locals tonight, and I really appreciate it. I'll do just a real quick. Tom, any last words?
Yeah, I thank you for having me on, and Paul and Tracy and Dana, you guys are wonderful. And I'm, you know, anyone that watches me, I thank them. Anyone that watches you, I thank them. Watches these guys, I thank them. We're all here. We're all in this. We all need to help this lady Karen. Simple as that. And you're welcome to come on board. It's a great people. There's great people. It's amazing time. It is something I can't put words to. It's amazing.
I agree. Tracy, Dana, any last words?
Yeah, I agree with Tom. I think it's great that everyone has each other on their shows. Because, you know, we're all on the same page. We all want to talk about the same things, and, you know, we all help each other kind of talk through things and figure things out. But from my standpoint, thank you, Brian, for having us. This is huge for us with the new channel and everything. Again, it's just informational. We're not, you know, we're nothing close to you guys. So thank you for promoting it, and we'll see you tomorrow. And let's get everyone out there.
Absolutely. Paul, last word.
Pretty much the same thing. Thanks for having us on. I say it all the time, though. We're all just little peas in this whole thing. It's all of us together that are making this work. It really is.
That's right.
I mean, I watched Tom's live for today. I now know he knows how to fish. I know what happened in North Conway. Tom is the man. Matter of fact, we were leaving court today. I said, don't forget, we got to stand out at 3. And then I couldn't even make it. And I find out Tom went.
Thank you, Tom. I couldn't make it either.
But yeah, we'll see everyone tomorrow. If you come say hi when you see us, everybody.
Yeah. Come say hi. Introduce yourself.
I had a lady come today and gave me a little pet turtle keychain today.
That was so cute.
Yeah, so come say hi. I like to talk to everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah, so thank you everybody for doing this tonight. I just wanted to kind of rally cry for tomorrow and get the troops kind of rallied up. Be peaceful in what you do. Again, I can't police you. I'm not your mom, your dad, but you're all great people, and this movement has been amazing. You know, it's all about Karen tomorrow. It's Karen's day tomorrow. We need to have some things swinging her way tomorrow. I think they will. She has fantastic attorneys, and I'm just so excited to go out there and see everybody tomorrow. Please come up, say hi. Let's get and stand together. Don't let the trolls get to us. Let's keep this movement going. It's very, very important. And I thank every single person that jumped on the panel tonight to come up and contribute to this kind of communal roundtable. And we'll keep doing these. You know, we'll keep doing these. Maybe once a month we can have everybody back and kind of, you know, just keep rallying everybody together. So
that's great.
Thank you.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. I'm going to get that donation up. Yeah, I'm going to get that donation up just after the show when we close it up. Give $100 to Karen's defense fund. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. The glare starts in 15 minutes. Go over. Come on, everybody go over and hang out at his channel. Give him some love. Let's get him up to 1,000. I think he had 1,000 viewers last time. Everybody go over and hang out. And before we leave,
commercials.
Yeah, before we leave, let's throw some turtles in the chat for Aiden. And let's throw some red hearts in the chat for Karen and John. I want to see him. 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 And I'm going to see everybody out there tomorrow. I'm going to open up the chat, let all of that flow. And we'll take a couple of minutes to see all those hearts and everything come through. And then we're going to hit the outro. Hang on one second. I love it. Turtles.
Fantastic. Great.
Love it. Love the support.
Cool.
Love the support.
That's awesome.
Look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to head out. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Go watch The Glare. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.